Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Chesapeake Thrives Show. Today, I have a special guest, the founder of Family in Focus, Dr. Wendy Schofer. How are you doing today?
It is such a pleasure to be here with you. Thank you so very much.
Great. So I know we have a lot to unpack for this episode, but I would like for you to kind of explain to us exactly what your organization is and what you actually do in the community, because you do align with a lot of our priority areas, such as early childhood, school age programs, and also behavioral health. So what exactly is Family in Focus?
Absolutely. So thank you. Again, I am Dr. Wendy Schofer. I am a Western Branch pediatrician, and I really specialize in eating disorder prevention and helping parents create the lifelong relationships with food, body, self, and family. The habits that we actually want our families, or the habits that we actually want our entire family to share.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so with what you're saying, so some parents, they may be kind of worried about like kids' weight and their eating habits, but with your focus, what are some of those problems that you may have seen, or why is it that families feel like it's a problem?
Yeah. So I work with parents who are worried about their children's weight and their eating habits. And with that, there's also the concern about how the parents' weight or eating habits or their own struggle over time is impacting their ability to help their children now in this day and age. And I've found so often that we are just growing up in a culture. So our children right now are growing up in a culture that is very body focused, very weight focused. And there's so many messages about controlling and managing weight. And it's creating so much friction. So food fights at home, frustrations, the candy wrappers that are tucked underneath the bed. And so it's actually disrupting what we actually want to see in our family, the relationships that we have. And parents keep on saying, I just want my child to have a healthy relationship with food. And we've grown up ourselves not actually knowing what that means. Yeah. And so that's where I really work with parents to be able to understand what it means to have a relationship with your food, a relationship with your body, and to really be able to model what it is that we want our children to do as well.
I truly do like that. So what are some of the hidden costs when families or doctors focus too much on weight?
Yeah, the hidden costs are all on the inside. The more that we focus on weight, the more that we focus on controlling and managing what is ultimately just like the end result of so many different factors in our lives. So if you picture, it's kind of like the weight is the very tip of the iceberg, and we are not appreciating what actually goes into that, whether that is our eating habits, yes, our movement habits. It can contribute, but that's not the end of the story. Looking at the whole person, their sleep, their stress, the environment that they're in, the types of foods that they have access to, the social determinants of health. There's so many other factors that contribute. And so when we just focus on the tip of the iceberg and say, you got to change your weight, you got to dial that in, or you got to just change how you eat, we're not seeing the rest of the person. And what we're actually doing is sending a message, there's something wrong with you. There's something that needs to be fixed. And that is the breeding ground for shame. Shame does not make anyone healthier. That is where our children will start tucking their candy wrappers aside, eating in secrecy, not wanting to connect and to really discuss with other people about what it is that they're experiencing. And so we experience this as parents as well. And the more that we can actually create the connections, really focus on the relationships, connection decreases shame. It decreases the shame that is really the hidden cost that we're experiencing right now.
Yeah, so well, what you're saying as far as like you're trying to help decrease the shame for those children who are experiencing some sort of issue where it comes to those eating habits because of what they're experiencing within their household and things. So for you, a Family in Focus, what are you actually doing to kind of help and support those families, whether it is for the parent or it is for the child, like a day to day on when a family comes and connects with you? What is it that you actually can do for them?
Yeah. Well, I'd love to first highlight how my practice is very different from what we traditionally think of as a pediatrician's practice. So my work is connecting with parents exactly where they are right now. So out in the community, whether it is in workshops or in schools, in community centers, online, so virtual, it's not confined to an office. The other thing that I do is that I don't focus on the individual child. I work with the parents because we are the ones that get to be able to really create a change in the environment at home and really addressing our concerns as parents first, even before it meets a threshold for like a diagnosis or to be able to say, oh, this is something that we need to make referrals. This is all about prevention and understanding what's already going on in our homes. So as I work with parents, I got to tell you, I have a framework that works every single time, and it starts off with slowing down. So much of the messaging that we've gotten about our bodies, about our weights, about any kind of medical concern is go fix that now. And so what I'm really doing is helping parents slow down to first just take a pause for themselves. It is really stressful to raise healthy kids right now. It is just really stressful in life in general right now. And part of that pause is to be able to just take a moment to exhale. To exhale, but that's actually the first step to be able to decrease that stress right here in this moment. And then move on to the second step, which is just getting curious. Getting curious about patterns, about what's going on in your home, in your life, whether it's around eating habits, whether it's around the timing, or about the emotions. Taking that pause and then really getting curious and seeing the patterns gives us the opportunity to then go to step 3, which is connection. If you remember, connection decreases shame, connection decreases stress, connection also mitigates trauma, which is something that we have to be very mindful of, all of the different experiences that we're bringing into this moment. And so pause, curiosity, and looking at patterns, and then connection. It works every single time.
I like that because you said pause, curiosity, and then connection is the key to everything. And then it starts off with the parents, so that it's that learning curve, that generational putting forward, so that if you teach the parent, they'll teach the child. That child will go on to be hopefully thriving in a way.
I would love to add on to that because it's something how we often think that we need to teach our children by telling them what to do. You tell a child what to do, they'll tell you where to go. Like there's a lot of things where that's creating the pushback. By the way, that's completely normal, whether it's toddlers or teenagers or me. I mean, of course, that's exactly what happens in my family too. And so really creating the change at home is about us as parents modeling what it is that we want our children to experience and what we actually want them to do, to join us with doing. It's not about telling them what to do. And a lot of parents are like, I can't be the model. I can't be the model based off of this experience that I have, or perhaps my struggles right now with eating habits or weight. The big thing that we work on is how modeling is not perfection. It's not something that you put on an Instagram reel. It's not some kind of, whatever they call it, like airbrushed picture of perfection. Modeling is just saying, this is real.
Yes.
This is real. This is how I am addressing my own needs. I'm learning and growing. It's messy. There's mistakes. That's part of modeling. And that's actually creating relationships along the way because we're just being real and we're inviting our kids to join us.
Yes. So for a parent that may be watching today, can you kind of share how can families actually get in contact with you?
Absolutely. So if you come over to my website, you will find the hub of all the different programs that I offer. So it's at wendyschofermd.com. And so you can sign up for my free newsletter where you get weekly tips and tricks, story-based, and a lot of humor. A lot of humor because that is one of my guiding principles. There's also different programs that are available with free mini courses, as well as opportunities to have me come and speak in your community, to support your clinic, and to really be able to amplify this message and how we can really create the relationships that we want to share within our entire family.
Yes. Well, thank you, Dr. Wendy, for joining us today on the Chesapeake Thrives show. It's been a pleasure to have you here to talk about eating habits and your connection with families. So thank you again for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome. And thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Chesapeake Thrives show. We will see you next time.